Thank you for joining me as I introduce the concept of journaling or keeping a diary, which is much more than just a record of your daily activities. It's been my habit over the last number of years to use the week between Christmas and New Year to reflect on the old year and to sign off on the old year, as it were, and then to also prepare my heart and reposition myself for the coming new year. Now, towards the end of last year, as I was reflecting and paging through, leafing through my 2019 journal, I realized that I'd been journaling almost on a daily basis, with a very few exceptions, for the last 40 years, since 1980. And because it's been such a blessing to me, it's been a very helpful tool, I thought I'd pass on some of my experiences and some of my thoughts in this regard. Now, a diary is basically a record of your daily activities or a log of the events in your life. And for me, a journal has to do with my life journey, my adventure with God, and my spiritual journey. So when I journal, it's a combination of both. I keep a log of the significant activities in my day, not all the detail of what I've eaten or what I've been wearing, unless it's something out of the ordinary. So it's a log of the significant daily activities, but then especially a record of my devotional life, my adventure with God, my spiritual journey. So for me, journaling is a combination of the log and the journey. There are many ways in which you can approach journaling, from the very simple with a few lines or paragraphs every now and again to something very ornate and elaborate. One of the ways to get started is to find yourself a nice hardy book, something that's going to last over the years. And then you just, when you want to journal, you write in the date and you write your thoughts and your experiences and your activities. And you don't have to do that every day, but when you feel like journaling, you get that out, make a new date, and you journal something. That's one of the basic ways to start. Some people only journal their devotional life. So they have a specific journal just for what they're experiencing spiritually. They'll keep a record of takeaways from sermons or scriptures that they're meditating on or memorizing, or words from God, things they trust in God for. And just journal their spiritual journey. These days you can also get Bibles that are specifically geared to journaling Bibles, where there's space in the Bible for you to write responses to the scriptures you've been reading, to draw things, to color in. Now, some people find it very awkward to actually write or scribble in a Bible. Other people see that as their treasure trove, as their bank, as it were, of their experiences with God, and how the written word of God, the Logos, became the Rhema, the personal word of God to them. So that's something you consider, Bible journaling. And then some people are very creative. They make a combination of all of that. They have ornate works of art and drawings. So whatever suits your personality and your need. But I'd encourage you to consider journaling. Now, I simply use a yearly diary with a page a day. I find that very helpful. First of all, it helps me to be concise every day. So I'm limited to a page a day. So I need to think through of the significant things and the things I'd like to record. And then it's very easy to carry along with me. And then if I want to refer back to a year or a date or an event, it's very easy to find that specific journal and to reference that date or that event. And then I find the planning calendar in the front of the diary. I find that helpful to keep a record of my year. So I have an overview of the year in terms of the places I've traveled, the places I've been, or other rhythms that you'd like to monitor, like your weight or anything else that you feel like keeping a record of things that are recurring rhythms. You can code it or color it in a certain color, and then you can have an overview of the year, a year at a glance. So that's one of the reasons I use a page a day annual journal to both log and to keep a record of my spiritual journey. I started out journaling for two specific reasons. The first one was to keep a log of my daily activities in order to be accountable, first of all, to my family, to make sure that we kept our ministry life and our family life in balance, that I wasn't traveling too much, or making sure the family was with me at times. So it was for accountability to the family. And then also I was in many meetings, just kept a simple record of the outcome of some meetings that were significant or important, and then decisions that were made that affected me or my responsibilities, to make sure I kept a record of that. And then primarily also to be accountable spiritually in terms of my relationship with God, my devotional life, the things I was trusting God for. I'd keep a record of that, and then be able to share testimony in terms of God's provision and track the faithfulness of God and the provision and the goodness of God. I'd also keep a track of guidance if I was praying through a decision or feeling God was guiding us into some significant changes, just to keep a record of the way God was confirming that or speaking to us. Any pastoral situations I'd keep a record of. And then, of course, ministry opportunities, places I'd been administered, or the subjects I spoke on, or the responses and the way God used us in ministry. Just keep a record of that. And as we reflected through that over the years, we could see the faithfulness and the goodness of God and be encouraged for the future. Now, I very seldom missed a day. It might be a day or two go by sometimes, but then I'd just reflect on the last 24, 48 hours, and I'd journal. For me, it's been easy to keep the record and to find the benefits of regular journaling. Now, next time I'd like to share a bit more of the way I found journaling helpful and some more tips and hints. God bless you until then.